You're listening to Around Comics. 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 Comics.
You are listening to Around Comics. You're watching Around Comics live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all over the place. We're live. It's Thursday. It's Around Comics episode 417. I'm Brian Salazar.
Your head is huge.
My head is gigantic. Well, I got a new setup. I mean, my head's always been pretty big, but it is kind of close. I can't seem to I can't seem to get my camera. You know, it's either this, so I'm looking straight at the camera, or I put it over here, and then it's like I'm sort of looking away. I'm looking at the top of Chris's head, which is kind of odd. Yeah. So I think this is gonna have to
usually catch some glare, and
I can sit back.
My cap on.
I can be back here. Maybe just hi guys.
Hi.
A little far away.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Bucks and Bulls tied 1-1.
Oh yes. Well,
it's around the NBA.
I don't think that's gonna. I'm not happy about my.
Middleton's hurt, man.
Well, that helps, but we have like 7 players out, I think.
Are we going to Fan Expo Chicago in July? I didn't know.
I don't even know what that is. What is Fan Expo Chicago in July?
What is it? What is it?
Wayne, tell us, Wayne, what that is. I guess we could Google it, but I'm
Fan
lazy.
Expo.
Is that what? Guys. Is that the new?
Is that what Wizard became?
I think it is. I think they bought Wizard.
So it'll be at
I think Fan Expo bought Wizard.
The Donald E. Stevens Convention Center.
Yeah,
nice.
Oh, I might actually.
4 days.
Is that the Rosemont Horizon?
That is the. Well, no. Is it the Rosemont Horizon?
It's what used to be called the Rosemont Horizon.
I don't know.
No, it's
no. That's where DePaul used to play. That's where DePaul used to play, right?
Yeah, it's just the convention. It's just the convention center.
But Fan Expo is an actual like better convention company. They run all sorts of like anime conventions and you know, and then they ended up buying Wizard, I think.
the warmed over, mostly decomposed corpse of Wizard.
I might go to that. I mean, that's an easy one for me because it's
they got all the all the hobbits.
Well, then I'm definitely I'm there. I'm going to the even Elijah.
They got Elijah Wood.
Nice.
We got Kevin
Carl
Smith.
Weathers.
Oh, Carl Weathers. Apollo Creed's going to be there.
Done.
I'm in.
I met Shaft at a Wizard World.
What comic creators? Shaft.
Richard
Corey Feldman.
Joe Quesada, Brian Michael Bendis, Jeff Johns, Greg Capullo, Mark Silvestri, Kevin Smith, Lennon Francis Yu, Jorge Molina, Zeb Wells, wow, Jacques, Steve McNiven, Jose Luis, Garcia Lopez.
Wizard World of old.
Yeah, right. Like this is an actual
pretty good lineup
of comic creators.
Yeah, it's good. Chicago deserves that.
I'm pretty sure. No,
Milwaukee has like nothing.
David Mack, Ben Templesmith, Tony Harris. This has been an ad. This episode is brought to you free of charge by Fan Expo. Mike
Tim
Norton,
Seeley.
Mike McCone, Howard Mackey, Dave Dorman. Yeah, this might actually be fun to go to.
Cool.
Kyle Higgins.
Well, he's a Chicago guy.
Tim Seeley.
That hack.
Ryan Brown.
Ugh,
all those dudes. I haven't been to a convention in like 5 years or something. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a little while.
Well, now's the right time.
Since COVID's over? Since COVID's completely gone now, it's absolutely not a threat in any way.
In the past, nothing like that will ever happen again.
Awesome.
Hey, let's talk about some comics because that's what we do here, right?
Well, we try. We try to.
I was just thinking, I was thinking. There's a comic that I look forward to reading just about every week, if not two or three. It's a really nice time to read comics, and I just say that because
It's pleasant.
This one comic, I was like, man, this might be my favorite comic on the coming out right now. But it seems like I'm saying that every week. This week, I mean that about Catwoman, Lonely City.
This week, I'm saying it again.
This week, my favorite comic is Catwoman, Lonely City. Boy, is it a joy to read every time it comes out.
Well, this one was kind of sad, though. There was a sad moment.
But there's some humor in there and some romance and heist and yeah, it's a lot going on. It's good. It's good. It's good storytelling, man.
This is one of those we like old superhero comics. That's yeah.
Old villains.
This is true.
It's a twist.
Old villains.
It's like the rage a few years ago when it was all the like old actor last one, hurrah, put Denny Glover and
Tommy Lee Jones,
put them in a movie and it's old guys going out and acting young again for
Heist, the last Heist movie.
Yeah, that's kind of what this feels like. So, but
a little bit,
yeah, and all the good ways. And Chang is, I mean, probably my favorite working artist right now. I just love his stuff. But
this week. This week
he's
your favorite.
We should do an episode just where we like comb like Chris's
favorites,
hyperbolic statements of like, this is my favorite artist.
A highlight.
This is make you choose one.
But he got a little political. You could tell that this is, probably he was doing this during a lot of like Black Lives Matter stuff. You kind of got that feel with the riots and the Harvey Dent being the heavy.
Well, riots are universal.
Yeah.
Through the history of
there's just been a lot more of them in the last couple
I thought it was kind of a nod to the Joker movie as well with the
masks.
Oh yeah.
Sure. The clown or the cat masks as opposed to
I
think it's just sort of the idiocy of bandwagon jumping, and people will kind of get behind anything regardless of if it means something or not. They'll find meaning. We find meaning in anything. We're searching for meaning, I think.
Yeah. I really I finally have watched most of the Batman. I think I have like 45 minutes left. That's a long movie, by the way.
The Batman. I told you. I warned you. It was 3 hours.
Oh, I start watching it like 10 o'clock at night. I get to like 11:15. It's like, yeah, I'll do this in 2, maybe 3 parts. But
the way it was meant to be watched over 3 days.
2 intermissions.
A day.
Two 24-hour intermissions.
23 hour. But what I love about that is that
it's your favorite movie this week.
No, you can jump in, you can kind of jump into not just the Bat-verse, but pretty much any long running group of characters and say, okay, this is the version of Killer Croc that they're doing here, or this is the version of Catwoman or whatever. And I think it's fun that you can. It's like this is going to be the fun and zany character, or this is going to be the dark and brooding one. And it's nice that creators are able to kind of jump in and piece together whatever, rogues they want to out of those kind of different versions. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we talked about that a little bit last week. We were talking about Batman's, obviously now we came to the conclusion that Batman has the best rogues gallery of any superhero. But yeah, it's like, you can put them in any story. You can any kind of story you want to tell. That's what I like about Batman. Any type of story.
Like here you have kind of like fun, funny, kooky Killer Croc, and then in the Robin and Batman, that's kind of a very different take on that character, but they're still both Killer Croc.
Yeah, I mean, it's they've been around so long at this point. I think, you can kind of do whatever you want with it. And maybe that wasn't, I don't know, has that always been the case, or is that something that's more accepted at this point? I think, was this something you'd get like a lot of hate mail at one point? Like, oh, Killer Croc isn't, that way. That's not how he's supposed to behave.
Clayface is not a buffoon.
Yeah, I did know like the Clayface was.
It's the Shakespeare.
Yeah,
the theater actor.
Yeah, it was that I heard his
Clayface.
voice from the cartoon, from the Harley Quinn cartoon. It was like, oh, they're doing that, which is I was completely fine with because I think it actually makes that character more interesting. Clayface was always kind of not that interesting, but they gave him a personality, you know.
Yeah.
The Clayface theatrical.
The theatrical Clayface.
The summer what do they call it? Summer stock. Yeah, the summer stock Clayface. Yeah. There was some other characters in to be. You had Etrigan the demon.
Yep.
Jason Blood, and you had a Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Pseudo
cameo kind of, all sorts of characters in this.
Popping up.
It's a really good book. It's really fun and yet there was a sad moment.
It's meaty. I mean, they're also like 40 45 pages,
right?
They're long.
So, you feel like you're getting a lot of story.
Yeah, it's good. And like you said, Cliff Chang is pretty awesome. I mean, he's deceptive because like his style looks sort of simplistic, but it's just like, no, he's really, really good that he just draws what he needs to.
The page where Harvey Dent has had kind of the mental breakdown and he's leaning against the glass in that high rise and the reflection of Harvey in that, in that glass. I'm just like, all right, this is masterclass crap.
Yeah, but
right?
I think like at first glance, it could come off as sort of simple, and it's like, it goes back to like Alex Toth always used to say, it's like, just throw away what you don't need, just draw what you need to draw, and everything else gets thrown away. And not a lot of artists do that. I don't think. Like a lot of artists draw more than they need, maybe.
Yeah. You've got Darwin Cook over here and like David Finch over here, right?
Yeah.
But even though, like,
opposite ends.
I mean, we'll talk about guys like Tony Moore, Jeff Darrow, and completely different. And they, Darrow is known for like drawing like individual nuts and bolts, in a car explosion because he's insane. But
right, he's crazy person.
Yeah, there's a place for that. Even though I'll always remember Chris Burnham saying that the worst thing that ever happened to him was becoming a fan of Jeff Darrow. Because that's
I think the worst thing that ever happened to him was actually talking to Jeff Darrow.
Yeah, that was
apparently Jeff Darrow was not a big fan of Chris Burnham stealing Jeff Darrow's style, and yeah, I don't know. I think that didn't go so well for Chris, but it's an homage. It's a
gotta start somewhere,
right?
Hating you at all.
Yeah.
I think Chris is his own artist now, but there was a lot of Jeff Darrow in his early stuff. The what was the cop one?
Axe Cop? No, not Axe Cop.
No, it's
what
Officer Down. Was that
yeah. That was it. Officer Down.
Yeah, that definitely had some Darrow influence in it.
Well, I read a book. I know you guys read it as well, and this is maybe my favorite comic of the week, of this week, of all time,
of this week,
of all time, of this week. Yeah, of all time this week. Batman Superman World's Finest #2 came out. I talked about issue 1.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is like. This is just so fun to me. One, Dan Mora, I've become a huge fan of his artwork, and he does just a perfect version of DC characters, like sort of, it's kind of got a Bronze Age-ish feel to it, but it's just, they're just beautiful and super fun and clean, and his storytelling is excellent. And I just love the version of the characters that he does. But then it's like, this is just so fun of a comic book. You have Batman, Superman, Robin, Supergirl. You have the Doom Patrol, the original, just the 3 of them. Doom Patrol. You have
Supergirl and
time
Robin
travel
with some major sexual tension
and time travel and just in the middle, like, we're just gonna have a little time travel right now. It's like, that's awesome, And you have red kryptonite. You have this ancient sword.
You have
vi-
Batman actually like emoting,
yeah, yeah.
having feels.
And it just feels so like right to me. Like this book just feels absolutely right to me. Like this is how these characters should be more often. Because like we've gotten into such a dark place with especially Batman. Like Batman's just always, it's like who can out dark the Dark Knight? It's like every fucking story is just darker and darker and darker. Every movie that comes out it gets darker and darker. And it's like, no, this is kind of a fun Batman. This is sort of he's not nearly as serious and dark. I mean, they play on that a little bit, but they almost poke fun at the fact that he's,
well, it's not the first time that Mark Waid has done this. I mean, we were all kind of exhausted from seeing Daredevil just be miserable for so long.
Yeah.
And then Mark Waid comes in with Chris Samnee and puts Daredevil, kind of literally back in the sunlight. And I kind of feel like he does that with Batman too. Yeah. I like that Mark Waid is like, comics don't have to be dark and dreary.
I just have some fun with these characters.
Yeah.
Mark Waid sort of found that nice little spot for himself as being, that's kind of what he does. I mean, describing the art as Bronze Age, the story is kind of Bronze Agey too, just the way like Doom Patrol's in this now, and then this happens, and then that, it moves really sort of quick, and like you kind of don't know what's gonna pop up next, and it like really moves.
And time travel. It's just like bam in the middle of it with two secondary characters. Oh, we're just gonna go back in time. Okay.
I love the back and forth with Chief and Batman. It's not even the back and forth, it's the overlapping, the make the point of it's like are they completing each other? Do they know that they're finishing each other's sentences?
No, they're talking over each other. Two guys that hate being, not being the smartest guy in the room. Yeah,
great scene.
Yeah, the whole I both issues of this I've really enjoyed, and I want more comics like this. I mean, not everything has to be like this, but I want more of just sort of these characters being fun sometimes, and not so, just being out there and having wild adventures. I don't think we get enough of that in comics.
Yeah, there was a little graphic thing that I loved in this, that it was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we don't see people play around with word balloons that much. When Supergirl and Robin see each other, and it's, hi Supergirl, hi Robin, and it's like icicles coming off of the word balloons. I'm just like, that's good comics.
Yeah,
because it does everything with that little graphic treatment that you need it to.
Absolutely.
There was a real week of team ups, because I also read like Nightwing, the new Nightwing issue with the Flash in it.
Oh, was it good? I didn't read it yet.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like it was nice. I enjoyed it. It was like a good team up issue.
Is it
it's Nightwing.
It's Dick and Barry, or Dick and Wally?
Dick and Wally.
It's Dick and Wally, so it's the old Teen Titans.
Dick and Wally.
Robin and Flash.
Good old Dick and Wally.
Yeah, because Wally's the Flash now, and Barry's off.
Yeah.
He was he was saving the multiverse.
Yeah.
Where's Jay
exploring
Garrick
the multiverse?
Yeah.
Stop exploring the multiverse. And then I read Wolverine, and it had Deadpool in it.
Ah.
It was sort of a Wolverine Deadpool team up.
It's
where's Bart these days?
Bart? I have no idea. Is he dead? Yeah, he might be dead. Could be dead.
Yeah.
Wolverine and Deadpool, huh? So is that the regular ongoing Wolverine book?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was the same guy who's writing Ghost Rider did this. I gotta look up.
Oh, yes, right. Which we like. That is a spooky, creepy book. Like swamp thing-ish creepy.
Yeah, it's got more of a horror vibe to it for sure.
Which it should. It's Ghost Rider.
Yeah, but I gave Wolverine a shot because I've been enjoying my the X-Men lately for whatever reason. So I gave it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is that guy who wrote this." Victor Bogdanovich and
Is he related to
one second,
Peter
Peter
Bogdanovich?
Bogdanovich, or any of the
I'm
basketball Bogdanoviches.
mm,
There's two of them. Adam Kubert. Kubert.
Oh, on art?
Yeah, on
Oh.
art. Yeah,
Always like a good Kubert on art.
yeah. It was fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And sometimes I find Deadpool annoying.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be like too much. It can be like, okay, I get it. Like,
well, especially now, like everybody tries to kind of make him Ryan Reynolds, and it's like
yeah,
Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds. Like you can't. That's really hard to replicate. If you could just kind of replicate that, there'd be a bunch of Ryan Reynolds, but there's not. There's only one.
and it was really, he used sort of the Hickman. The one thing I enjoy is like all the different creators using the Hickman info dumps in different ways. Funny, like interesting ways to like.
It's almost style guided in the X-verse, and I like that.
Yeah, and it's like, but they've sort of stretched it out now where everyone's kind of doing their own like intriguing, like kind of fun, like there's a quote from Wade Wilson, and it's, it starts with, "Oh, whatever I say here is in canon," like, sort of like
that's awesome.
But yeah, it was good, and the funny moments, but also kind of an intriguing story with Wolverine, and it was better than I thought it was going to be, and I'm going to keep reading it.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do with Wolverine at this point? It's kind of
Kill him again, kill him, and then bring him back, and then.
I mean, I think they've kind of found like an interesting kind of angle with the their current status is like he's maybe the most. Not my inclination is to say hero-ish, because there's something more like solid to fight for. So you kind of see Wolverine put into a lot more things where like he definitely feels like a response, and they talk about it with an issue. Like he kind of feels like Krakoa is something like he's willing to fight for. So like he finds himself in all these doing all these things, and he can never really break away because he knows how much they need him, and he's feels responsibility for this thing that's been created. So I mean, I think they've kind of found some like interesting ways of like, oh, Wolverine, like this thing's important to him, that it works, and like that.
Well, he was always the sort of loner who really didn't want to be like. It was almost like, he pretended to be this cold loner kind of character. It was, it kind of became a trope with him of like the not angry, but the kind of crabby X-Man that, get away from me, kid, but also had a heart of gold sort of character. And that's,
they make a joke about that in this issue too.
Yeah, and he's always kind of been that to some degree, so it makes sense. It's like he doesn't. He really, kind of wants to be a part of the things, or he knows he has to be a part of the things, even though, and that was always, I thought, an interesting part of Wolverine is like, even like the Days of Future Past, it's like the idea of like, well, I'm the only one that can really do this. So, all right, I'll fucking do it. I don't want to do it, but I'll fucking do.
There's a lot of Han Solo there.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think I think it goes back to like samurai movies, and it's like he's the reluctant hero. He doesn't want to get involved. He just leave me alone. But I'm he ends up getting involved, and ultimately he makes the decision to to do it because he, like you said, he feels this responsibility, even though he pretends like he doesn't want to be involved at all. But yeah, which I always thought was an interesting part of his character, because you had other X-Men or other heroes that were sort of involved for other reasons. Like Scott wanted to be the leader. He wanted the responsibility. He like he that's all he wanted, was sort of the approval. And
Yeah.
Wolverine was like, I don't fucking want anything to do with it, but it keeps fucking landing on my shoulders, you know, and so I'll shoulder it and I'll carry the water and he, you know, so I just found him to be interesting from that perspective. Wolverine.
Yeah. Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
But it can get really like cliche and overused, and that, you know, it's I don't know.
It was a good I mean, it was a team up of two characters that sometimes I'm like, ugh, okay. Like,
Enough. I've had enough.
I've had enough of Deadpool talking to me. Like, I've had enough of Wolverine, you know. But to their credit, they found a way to make it kind of work, and it was intriguing. There was enough of an actual like story
Right,
to,
right.
like, propel you forward, so it wasn't just like, okay, like here's the shtick without like much, like without much of anything to like be like, I can't wait to see what happens in the next issue, or like what's actually like the thing that they're trying to do, the actual plot, you know, like an actual
story,
an actual story, you know,
as opposed to just
yeah.
I can see that.
The Deadpool comics kind of fall into like, I don't even know what the story is.
It's just him being goofy and
it's
irreverent.
We need to put a book on the shelves this month.
It's a shtick, or just it's so like receded into the background behind the Ryan Reynolds like humor and like the fourth wall breaking, and like it can kind of be like, oh, what's the set? What's happening? Like, yeah, like
what is this about?
Yeah.
Did you read the Liefeld one that came out a couple weeks ago?
No, I did not. No,
it was a lot of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of the other.
It was a lot of the other. And that was okay, because that's kind of what you expect with a Liefeld.
Well, Percy and Kubrick did a great job. It worked.
Thumbs up from Tom. It's his favorite book of the week this week.
Favorite.
That's our new segment. It's my favorite book of the week this week.
Favorite book ever this week.
Of all time this week.
Of all time this week.
Greg Porter says he has too much vacation, thinking of going to C2E2. I'll buy around comic fans one small domestic beer if I make it. Fans?
Like a pony? Like a little pony, like highlight.
Wait, so every around comics fan you're gonna buy a beer? Man, you must
just bring a 12-pack.
You probably go home with a few. You might have to take a few of those home with you.
I'll have a high life, sir.
Well, I think we were thinking about maybe going to C2E2.
Yeah, I gotta get my badge crap in.
Oh yeah, I wonder. I don't know.
We may be there, and we may be at Fan Expo.
Maybe at Fan Expo as well. Fan Expo looks all right. Who else is at Fan Expo? Voice actors. There's voice actors at Fan Expo.
Yes, there's nothing I love more than seeing a voice actor.
You got Jessica Darrow played Encanto.
Cool.
Billy West, the dude from Futurama.
Hey guys, Encanto, good movie. It is.
I've heard.
It's good. There's the kids movies that you're like, oh god, you gotta watch this one again. And then there's the ones where you're like, yeah, okay, I'd watch this again. You know, push your kids towards those.
My niece, her children, so my great niece and nephew had a shared birthday party, and she hired 2 actors to come dressed as characters from Encanto, because the whole theme of the party was like Encanto, and so she hired like these 2 like 20 somethings to come in costume, and the kids just were blown away. It's kind of funny. It's like, oh, that's kind of a fun way to earn a little extra cash, just cosplay and go to parties.
Dress up as Bruno.
There was a Bruno and I don't know the characters. I haven't.
We talked about Ahsoka Tano, the character from Clone Wars, voice acted by David Eckstein's wife.
Well, there you go. Who's
Professional
David
baseball
Eckstein?
play-
Oh,
professional-
yeah.
2006 World Series MVP, my friend.
Corey Feldman is going to be at
I mentioned
Fan
it
Expo.
earlier. I
Holy
mentioned that
shit!
earlier.
I didn't hear you. Oh my goodness!
Mhm.
I might have to go just to meet Corey Feldman.
I
That
assume,
alone.
He's the only living Corey.
Feldman, I assume Corey Feldman's into some heavy conspiracy theory stuff, right? Like I don't even.
I would.
I would
I
be
don't
shocked
need to
if he
look it
would.
up.
I would be surprised if he wasn't in
Yeah.
conspiracy.
I'm not gonna even look it up. Cursed search, a cursed Google search. I assume.
I will say, I would say so far on this guest list, it is way more comic heavy than celebrity. I mean,
Okay, well, good.
the celebrities are not. Gina Carano is going to be there. That'll be interesting. Anthony Daniels will be there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
all
Expo really turning up the volume on the convention. It's been a while since
Is it-
the Donald Stevens Center has had a
right. Ron Perlman is going to be there.
oh damn.
Oh, I do like me some Ron
Oh.
Perlman.
Ashley Eckstein.
Oh, is she? Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
David
there.
Eckstein's wife and the voice of among many other characters.
Well, guys, Fan Expo is going to be fantastic.
This episode brought to you by Fan
Brought to you by
Expo.
Fan Expo.
Not
Fan Excellent.
Fan Excellent. Oh, you should be working for Fan Expo, Tom. What are you
Yeah,
doing? Why are you
there you
wasting
go.
this gold?
They
Oh, there's
can't
not-
afford me.
This is true. It is Fan
Yeah.
Expo.
Now that Killer Croc. Oh no, I'm not going to spoil the Lonely City. But
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, I think you just did.
Oh no, Jesus
Ah.
they say
Christ!
what is it? The Killer Crocissants? Is that
The Killer Crocossants, yeah.
you had dubbed it?
Still
There is-
happening.
No authors under the Fan Expo author guest list yet.
None yet.
Not an
They
author.
do an author day reveal
Is that
leading up to the last day.
people love
Stephen
authors?
King.
I'm trying to think of like what it would be like. It would be funny if it was just like novelists. It wasn't
James
even like
Patterson.
Jonathan Franzen. Is our first guest, our first writer guest.
Tom, you missed our new segment last week. Which
what
was
is it?
what do we call it? It was the open source, not open source, public domain character superheroes.
Oh
of the
yeah,
week.
public
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
we
man, okay.
we were-
Public domain superheroes. I'm into this.
we were talking about public domain superheroes. We had a really fascinating one last week, which was what was his name? I can't remember his name now. It was a gorilla with Six Gun Gorilla.
Oh, Six Gun
Six
Gorilla.
was-
Gun
was
Gorilla.
Dude,
old.
Okay.
this character is amazing, Tom.
Yeah, Six Gun Gorilla unfortunately died in like his first issue, but he was a kind of intelligent gorilla who was raised by like a cowboy, and then the cowboy got killed, so the gorilla went on a tale of revenge with a bandolero and 2 6-gun shooters.
Holy
As
shit.
all
around-
intelligent gorillas raised by cowboys
Yeah.
would do.
Right? I thought it was like, why is nobody writing that guy again? I mean, the 6-gun gorilla seems
Guys,
like a
I am very into this segment. What's our public domain hero this week?
this week. Let's
I-
see.
Do
This
you have like a random
We
list
just
somewhere?
tickled Tom's fancy.
I there's a bunch of websites of
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I found one. Open source character.
feel free if you want to
Toss one out.
toss
there?
one out there. Yeah, I was just kind of looking and let's
Oh,
see.
What are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling? Like
I
you guys
feel like
want
a sci-fi maybe or something, sort of
like a sci-fi Okay,
character or
okay.
something like that. Who's this guy?
There's got to be tons of sci-fi characters from the 50s.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I got one. This isn't sci-fi,
Yeah.
but I think I got a good character. This is the Red Rube.
Ooh.
The
Wait, what?
Red Rube. His real name is Reuben Rubin. Reuben. His first appearance was Zip Comics number 39 in 1943, published by MLJ. His origin, Reuben was a young orphan who ran away from the orphanage. He hid out in an old castle, but discovered it was his ancestors' home. His ancestors still haunted the castle as ghosts, all sharing the same name as their descendant. And
They're
wanted
all
to help.
named Reuben.
They're all named Reuben.
Reuben.
Reuben later became a cub reporter for the Daily Sun. Powers and abilities. The ghost.
Like we just missed a big chunk of story there. It's like
it's a Captain Marvel ripoff.
The ghosts each gave him powers they possessed in life: strength, wisdom, speed, and vulnerability, and courage.
Okay.
All he needed to do to use these powers was call out, "Hey, Rube!" He called out, "Hey, Rube!" And
hey,
he would
hey, Rube.
That's some carny shit.
He would transform into the Red Rube, a fully grown hero.
This is such an amazingly shameless.
Yeah. Oh,
absolutely.
Marvel,
like not even remotely, like barely change it.
I mean, he might as well have a lightning bolt on his fucking chest.
This guy will be shirtless.
He was He wore red pants and black knee-high boots, shirtless, but with a cape. And he had very red hair. He was the Red Rube.
Oh my God, guys! Public domain superheroes. I'm into this.
I thought you would like this. I'm like, we should do this every week. We'll just pick another public domain superhero.
The Red Rube.
Reuben, the Red Rube.
Hey, Rube.
His public domain appearances: Zip Comics 39 through 47, Roly Poly Comics number 10, Weekender Volume number 1. Number 1 and 3 cover only, and then Zip Comics number 41. Notes: unlike other MLJ heroes, Red Rube was never revived by DC or Archie Comics. Red Rube's powers and origin are similar to Captain Marvel. Yes, they are.
Yeah, I get it. Yes.
The Red Rube. So there you go. There's our public domain superhero of the week.
Yeah.
Red Rube. Not quite as exciting as Six Gun Gorilla, but
picture Red Rube. All right, guys, let's picture Red Rube stories. How do you bring Red Rube?
How do we bring him back? Where's he been? Where's Red Rube been since 19?
Each of the ghosts is like a weird carnival freak ghost of like
Carny ghosts.
Carny ghosts.
Oh,
right?
Carny freaks. Oh, I got okay. So you have like the strong man,
the bearded woman.
Yeah, it gives him strength and like
they're all Rubes. They're all Reuben.
Hey Rube.
Hey Rube.
She travels the country and like as we're a carny and like solves crimes.
Carny crimes.
Carny crimes.
Yeah, I could
with the cape. Yeah,
I'm kind of liking this. I kind of.
This.
So he's got his ghost ancestors. You have the strong man, and then you have so wisdom would be like fortune teller.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Speed would just be I don't know what is a speed carny.
A guy who talks fast. Could be like the Carnival Barker.
Carnival Barker. Okay. Invulnerability. Would have to be
like a guy that like lays on a bed of nails.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Like,
yeah, that would be the sword swallower.
Yeah. And courage would lion tamer. Lion tamer, maybe? Yeah, something like that.
Bearded woman.
The bearded that would be courage. You'd have to have courage to go out as a bearded woman, yeah, for sure. Red Rube comes back. I think
Snake Charmer.
Well, if you wanted to bring him back to modern times, though, he could just be the ghost of Reuben is now in the, he has all the powers.
It's like George Foreman.
And his ancestor, Ruby Reuben, because we're going to gender switch this. We're going to make it a female. So it's Ruby Reuben.
Good call.
And she stumbles upon the castle of her ancestors in Ireland because he's got to be Irish.
Yeah, Irish, obviously.
Oh yeah, or like Manchester, like Dorchester, Boston, something. East Coast, and then he gives her the powers of the Rube, and now she's the new Rube. What is it? Red Rube. Red Rube, and then she could be called Red Ruby. She's Red Ruby.
We have created a new character.
We've just brought her back. It's a new public domain character, Red Ruby. There we go. And she has
carny powers.
She has carny powers, and she fights and she works as like in like a sideshow for like Lollapalooza. You know, she and that's and she fights crime traveling around the country at concerts.
And guest stars different musical artists every month.
There you go.
Yeah,
a different
It's
musical
like-
artist.
it's like I'm solving this crime with the Smashing Pumpkins.
She was an orphan and then found Jim Rose's circus.
Yeah, it's like I could see this taking.
I think-
see this taking off.
I think we got a hit already. I think this is somebody needs
Copyright. We cut. This is ours.
Yeah, that's right. Don't
that's
try and steal this shit.
It's so public domain. God damn it, we fucked this up.
Well, Ruben is public domain,
Yeah, not
but
yeah.
Red Ruby,
That's ours.
that's ours. That's
Yours.
trademark around comics. You know,
Is it RUBY or is it RUBE with an accent?
RUBI?
Yeah.
I think it would be
Yeah.
right. Red Ruby.
Okay.
I think so.
And she's got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
You know, she likes
Yeah.
not rollerblade. What do you call it? Roller derby.
Roller derby.
Yeah, she's into
on a
roller derby.
team.
Roller derby and CrossFit.
Yeah. And now she has superpowers from her ancestor, who she hates because he's from the 1940s and a straight white male. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but he's always in her
Why
head.
aren't you?
Oh, maybe
Why
we
aren't
do.
you married?
Why are you wearing
Smile
pants?
more.
Put on a
Smile.
skirt.
You're much
Yeah.
prettier when you
No
smile.
wonder no man wants to marry you.
We'll do like
She's like a lesbian, and she's
Firestorm.
Like, I'm not into dudes.
yeah.
Hey.
We'll do like a Firestorm thing where he's in her head. So instead,
yeah.
like, you know, so she only, whenever she calls, "Hey Rube," she turns into Red Ruby, but he's in her fucking head, and he's always just like, berating her for being an old maid and,
Women drivers never should have given them the right to drive.
I think
Just like
he's-
real old timey.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, he's you know, Don Draper kind of. He was a cub reporter. Ruben. The in my day,
yeah.
female superheroes didn't exist. They just
Back in my day, superheroes were you could set your watch to their haircut. You could set your watch to, and they were white. All of them. All of them were
blonde,
Blonde
possibly
white men.
possibly with black hair, but
Yeah, possibly, maybe
maybe.
not. Yeah, most likely not. They all sounded the same.
As Gardner Fox intended it.
Yeah, as God intended it. As God intended, there should be no difference. They should all be white, and they should all sound the same.
I think this
Having a
is
personality is a feminine trait. These are masculine heroes.
I mean,
He keeps trying to
you're right,
mold
Sal.
her.
This is
Yeah.
if Tom ever wants to move on from Tom versus, I think it's Tom's public domain
hour.
superhero.
Public domain hour.
Dude, I think we should do like a, you know, like the Batman radio show. We do a Red Ruby radio hour, just like write an audio drama show of Red Ruby public domain character. I think we could do that. Sure.
Red Rube.
Tom, you play Ruben. You have to.
Oh,
We'll get Marta to play Red Ruby.
Ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need someone to sound kind of annoyed and generally pissed off.
Yeah, perfect.
As a
right?
default. Yeah, we'll grab my wife.
Like, what is this? What are you doing?
Oh, I think
It's gold.
yeah, I don't know, man. I think this is if nothing else, public domain hour, public domain minute. Our public domain segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, is a good
Love it.
The Red Rube.
Mhm.
So
Red
I mean,
Rube.
two characters right now. I think I don't understand why they're not comics. with-
I'm waiting for the Red Ruby
Six gun
gorilla
team up
crossover.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'll happen for sure. For sure.
You know, gorilla Carney kind of writes itself.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets caught by the circus or something. They try and they need a new act, and it's like, oh, we gotta look at this. It's Six Gun Gorilla. We
Maybe
gotta.
he's investigating a crime at a circus, and he thinks that Red Ruby is the perpetrator, and they get into
possibly.
a fight because they got to get into a fight.
Got to fight
before they find out that that they're both looking for the same.
They're on the same team.
Yeah.
Because
that's not how they did comics for like 40 years.
I don't know if this is really one we want to go into, but just so you guys know, Adolf Hitler is a public domain character. If we wanted to, there's he's been in many comics. He is a comic book character.
He is a comic book character.
Just saying, if we need a villain, we can always use Adolf Hitler.
When in doubt, go to Hitler. When in doubt, it's clear. Everyone knows that he should be the bad guy. We have problems with that now.
Yeah, right. We don't know who the bad guy is. Hitler made it easy. He was, that's not true though. Even then, there were people that weren't sure. He's not bothering anybody. It's over there in Germany. Nobody, he's just putting his country back together. So yeah, it's been the same.
Yep. All right. So why don't you, the dear listener, let us know what you think about our new segment on Public Domain Heroes. You can do that by shooting us a message at info@aroundcomics.com.
info@aroundcomics.com. I think I get those emails still. Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
A man doesn't send an email to another man. You tell him over a glass of scotch.
Your butler writes a letter, puts it in the mail, hand delivers it.
You sit down and drink 8 scotches. And you tell them the message.
And you dictate it to your secretary, who
is
hands
a woman.
it to your man. Not a butler, but a man servant. Your man servant.
Ruby, how about you and your gal pal go out and see if you can meet a couple of nice men?
A couple of sailors, maybe. I've told you before, Uncle Ruben, I'm not into men. I don't understand that. What do you mean you're not into men? That doesn't even make sense. You're a woman. How could you not be into men?
It's gonna be comfortable shoe jokes. It's gonna be horrible. We have a trade talks coming up in a week. Yes.
Oh God, do we? I need.
I think we have become we're in sync with the K Billy Super Sounds. So we've got trade talks next week, and we're doing Inglorious Bastards on K Billy Super Sounds this week.
We could still do ACTV and cable now that my schedule's a little different.
Yeah, we can do that
coming up, so we can talk about that.
Sure. Yeah, Marla will love me doing one more hour-long show a week.
What else? Hey, it keeps you out of her.
It's just once a month. That's
keeps her out of your hair. Her
right?
hair.
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, like you're like, oh, I need Chris so bad. She's probably like, thank God he's out of my hair for like an hour.
I'll give you a preview on ACTV. I was not enjoying Moon Knight until this last episode. I thought it got a lot better because Mark Spector is way more interesting than Stephen Grant.
I can't disagree. I don't know if I liked it anymore or not, the latest episode. But
I like the last episode more than the first two. So we'll talk about it later.
I have something to talk about too. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wrote a letter about scathing letter about
Jerry West ain't really happy either.
Jerry West is not happy with winning time. I don't think anybody in the Laker organization is.
Yeah, Magic Johnson's like, watch my documentary on Apple Plus, and Kareem is like, this is terrible.
Garbage.
And Jerry West is like, I want it pulled off the air now.
He's suing him. He's like trying to get it. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's not a very flattering.
No,
it is the most Jerry West thing that the Jerry West in Winning Time would do.
Yeah.
right?
I thought I was like this. Even I've enjoyed the show, but even times during the Jerry West stuff, I'm kind of like, can you do this? This is like,
Can you portray someone this psychotic? I mean,
yeah, like he's alive. Like it seems strange. But whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. He's not happy.
No.
Yeah,
it's not
can you
happening.
portray someone still living as being obviously manic depressive, right?
Yeah, it's like seems
Bipolar.
strange.
Yeah, bipolar.
Yeah.
Well, it all goes back to the book, so it's a matter of like how much research
Yeah.
the author of
I
the
mean,
book
it's Jeff
do.
Perlman. So it's like,
I don't know who
have
that
you ever
is.
read any Jeff Perlman? Oh,
I don't. I have
so
not.
Jeff Perlman's whole thing, he likes he's written all these books. He's written a book about like Brett Favre, about the 90s Cowboys, about the 86 Mets.
So
like, his whole
salacious.
thing.
A little embellishment.
Yeah, a little salacious. I don't know embellishment, but definitely like I'm gonna make this as dramatic.
Yeah.
And as sort of like wild as possible. Like I don't think like things are made up.
Right,
certainly, but you know,
and I
like,
think everyone can kind of take what they want to from this. My thing when I watch it, I know it's based in some true happenings and some perceptions of certain people. But when I watch Winning Time, I don't watch it as a historical document.
Yeah, it's a
I
caricature.
I watch it as
Right.
as an embellished, entertaining take on not just that team and those characters, but that time and what was going on.
listen,
It is
Jerry West doesn't give a fuck what you
he does
are going
not
to
look
watch
at
it.
that way.
I mean, I will say this: I had no opinion of Jerry West before watching the show, and now, anytime I think of Jerry West, I'm probably going to think about the show. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm intelligent enough to sort of be like, well, I mean, these are caricatures of these people. These are not, even Kareem. It's like, I mean, Kareem was certainly probably like that at times, but I'm sure he was more than that as well. Like he's not the warmest guy in the world. But yeah, I don't know. Jerry Buss seems pretty accurate, actually. What John C. Reilly's doing.
Here's the thing: I wouldn't be interested in watching a show that was just straight up factual
documentary. Yeah, I'll watch the Magic Johnson documentary, but it's a completely different thing. It's a fun, entertaining comedy about a time and an era of basketball. I don't know. I mean, Adam McKay is not making friends with a lot of people with this show. I mean, he pissed off Will Ferrell, and their friendship is, I think, over because of this show. Because Will Ferrell wanted to play Jerry Buss, and McKay said no. He wanted Riley to do it, and that, I guess, Will Ferrell was not happy about that.
But
so.
Man. Riley is he's crushing it.
He's a better actor. He's a better, you know what I mean? Like he's I mean, Will Ferrell's hilarious, but Will Ferrell is always kind of Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell would overpower that character.
Right.
It's like Riley has become that character.
Yeah.
I really feel, boy, I love the guy that they got to play Larry Bird. What a dick.
I don't think
so
it was
good.
And Larry Bird, from all accounts, was a dick at most times.
He was the trash talker in the NBA. Wasn't there a 30 for 30 just on Larry Bird trash talking?
No, I think it was on Bird and Magic. I don't think it was a 30-30. It was a documentary though. Bird and Magic. Maybe it was a 30-30.
It was something. Just
yeah.
I've seen.
It was about their rivalry and then eventual friendship. But it's like perfect. I said. I mean. Well, there you go. There's a little taste of ACTV.
Yeah, there you go.
If you're not a Patreon member, that's a weekly thing that Chris and I do where we talk about the TV that we were watching every week. And so that's a little taste of that to tempt you to come and become a Patreon at patreon.com/aroundcomics. And give us your money. Greg Porter, he said he's been enjoying Outer Range. I watched the first episode of it, but it was kind of late at night, and it's really weird show, and I gotta watch the first episode all over again because
you too.
Yeah,
like-
because I was like, what the fuck am I watching? I don't know.
I
what
liked
I'm...
it, but I have no fucking idea what's going on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I feel like I really have to watch it again because it was just like I was kind of sleepy, and that's a show I think you got to pay attention to.
I love how Greg describes it, because that is the show.
It's a ranch drama about a big hole. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of it. Yeah, I think anything with what's his name, Brolin, is
Rolling.
I'm gonna try at least because he's pretty engaging of a character, of an actor, a character actor, if you will. Is he a character? Would you consider him a character actor?
Boy, he's
kind of a star, right? Like he's a
yeah,
leading man. I guess he's not really a character actor.
He's more than a character actor, but I think he is a very good character actor whenever he is in that
He's
role.
really starting to look like his dad. Like in this show, he watch fucking Amityville Horror and watch this show, and it's like, oh man, that's the same guy now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
genetics.
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
You can do a lot of roles, man. See, Thanos, right?
Yeah, he was Cable, Thanos. He was fucking Goonie. He was.
I still live in No
Country for Old Men. He's terrific in that.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of my favorite roles.
You guys know who's a public domain character?
Who's that?
Satan.
Oh, now you're talking. We can do a Satan book.
Hell yeah.
Satan versus Adolf Hitler. There we go. Adolf Hitler escapes from hell.
It's a recreation of the Cap 1 cover with Satan.
It was Satan punching Adolf Hitler.
Hitler.
How are people going to feel about that?
It's like, I don't know which side to take here.
Satan's like, I'm too old for this shit.
Satan
I'm about to
versus...
retire.
The book that will have you questioning everything.
There's a lot of interesting public domain characters I think we're gonna get to, but I think that's a fun little some of the names of these characters are just...
there's some of these names are just straight up problematic. I don't even need to I don't need to click on South Sea Girl to know that like this one ain't coming back, guys.
What wait a minute. Alan Moore is a public domain space hero character created by John all right, that's next week. Alan Moore. We're talking about Alan Moore as a public domain character. That's interesting.
The four other Thors.
Lots of Thors.
The Charlton Thor.
You could do a lot with Thor.
Thors everywhere. All right, well, cool. We have that and a whole lot more to look forward to. I like the new segment. Like I said, we've got K Billy Super Sounds coming up this week for Patreon. We're talking.
Is that this weekend?
That is this Sunday.
Oh,
I will contact Will. Contact Will.
All right, I gotta watch Inglourious Bastards.
That's nothing wrong with that.
No, I just gotta do it. I just gotta sit down and do it, man.
I know that's a good 2.5 hours. That's not one of his. He starts getting longer and longer with these movies now. So that's our Tarantino podcast that you.
Guys, I got a good one. When it's my turn to pick a public domain here, I got it locked in.
You got it locked in? All right.
A good one.
All right.
Speaking of locked in, I mentioned Trade Talk. So we've got Once and Future by Kieran Gillen. We'll be talking about that next week on this here show. And then I got to come up with a new Trade Talks because I think this is Sal's, right?
I don't know. I picked like 3 in a row. I don't know.
Right? Yeah.
No, yeah, this one is mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was my
suggestion for your suggestion.
This was my actual. Well, I was trying to be helpful.
It was fine.
Yeah. It wasn't like, trying to, I didn't
force
care.
Me.
I don't I don't need to have more than one pickup.
So we got all that coming up. It's spring. I actually put some plants in the ground outside today.
I quit my job.
I know.
Nice.
I'm no longer working for the man. Tomorrow's my last day.
Short timer.
And I'm gonna drive home playing Tom Petty's what is it? Free Fallen? Like Tom Cruise and
You're gonna I want you to roll down the windows and just blare Schools Out.
Oh.
on your way out of the parking
That
lot.
was I did that for my kids every year. That it was the last day of school, and now they kind of expect me to do it, even though they're at a point where it's not that big a deal anymore. But yeah, I did that all the time, and at first they hated it because I would like drive them to school blasting schools out, and then it would be like, hey, aren't you going to play schools out?
Yeah, I want you to play that leaving the parking lot tomorrow.
All right. I can do that.
So, yes, congratulations
Bam,
on
bam.
those bigger and better things. All right, so that'll do it for this episode. We'll be back next Thursday. Trade talks and more new comic talk. In the meantime,
in between time,
we'll be everywhere in
and around
public
comics.
domain comic book characters.
6-Gun Gorilla.
Everywhere